dead nasty o'clock in the morning and I'm sipping on some mama milk, wearing makeup. Yeah, that's quarantine life. Hey, good beings and people of the internet, I bid you welcome. If you're new here, it's me, ya boy, Neko. Hopefully your new favorite domesticated cryptid. There you go. I'll get this intro down one day. But yeah, my thing is that I like to talk about really old or really weird or both of those type of things. We're talking cryptids, deities, like ancient history, ancient peoples, stuff like that. So if you're into any of that, maybe drop a like, maybe hit the bell, maybe subscribe. I don't know. I can't really make you do anything, but I mean, I'd appreciate it very much. Also, this isn't sponsored, because it's from a certain popular coffee chain. I mean, it could be sponsored if that certain popular coffee chain wanted it to be. Just saying. Kill Today, we are going to be talking about alien big cats. Now, there's not a particular, well, there are several stories of alien big cats, British big cats, phantom cats. They seem to go under many names, kind of like the Sasquatch, the Yeti, the skunk ape. There's just, I guess depending on what part of the world you're from, you're going to have a different name for them. The term alien big cat, it doesn't mean that they are aliens. It just means sort of like a UFO, an unidentified flying object. It's just a strange, large cat. So yeah, no story time with this one just because there are several reports of people either, loads of people seeing them, a few attacks that I've found. People have survived the events. There are mythical creatures that are mentioned that could be one possible explanation for a alien big cat, but no story to where it's just like this is where that thing comes from. The mythological explanation for even the existence of British big cats, alien big cats, phantom cats, it comes from, well, it's believed to come from the way big black dogs have always been thought of as being a thing, you know, in like the myths of history. There's always something about a large black dog that, or a phantom dog that'll mess you up or is bad luck to see. Several stories about that. So the belief is that, well, if there's a big black dog, why wouldn't there be a large black cat just roaming around the countrysides of different countries? Like, it's not just localized to Britain, it's in different parts of every continent. There's some sort of story about a large cat that doesn't really belong, like it's not native. Like in certain parts of the United States, there are going to be places where there are mountain lions or like jaguars, stuff like that, you know, different bits. But other bits where they're not so common, that's where you're going to see alien big cat sightings usually. There's one out in Delaware. Not a place you'd normally see just a native large cat. So that's where alien big cats come in. So as for the look of an alien big cat, how would you spot one? One, you're not going to have large cats in your vicinity. Like, you have to be living in a spot where they're not native. Not saying that alien big cats couldn't be anywhere, but most of the time you're going to be able to tell, like, oh, it's a mountain lion, you know. These are cats that don't belong there. Now, I guess specifically with the UK, they're only going to have one native wildcat, and that is the European wildcat, mostly located in the Scottish Highlands, kind of, again, everything's dying because we kill it or we take its territory for whatever reason. So that's where people are seeing something that's bigger than a European wildcat. So again, the description of an alien big cat is going to be a large black cat. That is always kind of what comes into play, is it's black. From what I've researched, they found several cats that seem to either be let loose you know, from some person keeping them illegally. They were never black. They were always like a puma or like something else. They weren't of that black description. But like an explanation for them would be that they were kept illegally and then they were released because the owner could no longer keep up with them. Or it was just you saw a cat from far away but it looked large. I don't know about that one. Because, yeah, I mean, humans can misjudge distances and stuff, but you can tell when something's, like, big. But I feel like you can tell, like, your regular old Moggy size, you know, just kitty size, like that size, versus, like, something that looks maybe like a panther. So the first documented sighting that I found comes from William Cobbett. He was a writer way back in the day. And when he was a boy in around 1760, he had seen a cat as big as a middle-sized spaniel dog. That was the earliest recorded sighting I could find. After that, oh, and this was in the UK. But after that, there was one in 1927 of like a lynx-like animal. So after that one sighting, or after those few sightings, like in the mid 20th century, it started popping off. People, I mean, you know, popping off more than it was back then. People began seeing large black cats, kind of in the rural countryside, while they're on a walk, you know, while they're just living their life. They weren't like looking for them. Now, most experts in the government believe that it's not possible to have a breeding species of a large cat in the UK. I don't think they don't think that the landscape could support them. Like they believe them probably just to be like dead dogs or dead, you know, like something more plausible, I suppose, than just a large panther running around the countrysides. So in the 1990s, phantom big cats became like even more popular. So with reports and headline stories of the Beast of Bodmin, the Beast of Buchanan, the Beast of Dartmoor, people were just spotting more and more of these large cats, so started spreading around. So the most recent sighting that I have found is from 2019. So a big cat was spotted in Harrowbarrow. Harrowbarrow? Hopefully I'm saying that right. Not British. But yeah, it's in the Cornish village of Harrowbarrow where they saw this big cat. Apparently it attacked a dog, which is crazy. So apparently the people living there were saying that about 5 pet cats had disappeared, and I guess like a flock of deer that would normally visit stopped visiting, which hey, maybe, you know, better safe than sorry. Apparently there was a large paw print identified, and the RSPCA said it was maybe a panther or a puma. The last of Britain's big cats died out, or are believed to have died out, about 24,000 years ago. There is also the belief that could be leftover big cats from that time. So there are some video and photo footage of British big cats, alien big cats, but I think some of them like have outright it's just like it was just a hoax. They figured that out. There are some that are more convincing. I mean, to me, it's a real thing. But you know, for some people, they're like, how could it be a real thing? Like I'm just that person that I find it strange that everyone thinks the Earth makes sense, that everything is orderly and everything always there's an explanation for everything. I find that very strange that I haven't found this place to make sense at all. Like, yeah, some things you can count on, but most things you can't. Everything is very strange here. We tend to think that we know everything there is to know about everything. We understand how things work, but then later on science comes out that's like, hey, actually, there is this, or hey, we found this new species. So yeah, I don't get how people think everything is so fixed and so, like, a big cat couldn't exist in this particular climate. That'd be crazy. Like, I don't know, the Earth to me is crazy. This is just a weird plane of like existence. Like, sometimes it makes sense. Most of the time I feel like it really doesn't. So yeah, this, like a big cat like that to me is not outlandish at all. I mean, if you do hold the view that everything makes sense and everything's in order and none of these things exist and they're not real, wow, I envy you. So back to photograph and video proof, footage, all that. So I'll go ahead and insert those in, hopefully somewhere at some point. Still figuring all this out, so you'll at least be able to see a picture of you'll at least be able to see a picture, whatever I found. If you've happened to have a sighting or something, you've seen British big cat, phantom big cat, alien big cat, you've seen a large, chunky boy, and you want to share that, please do, down below. I want to see some blurry photos of some gorgeous, gorgeous cats. Yeah, or if you've just had an experience, you can put it below. If you think it's lame and you don't think it's real, put that below too. I can't stop you from having your opinion, I'm just saying. As for more evidence, I guess, like kills that have been found, deer that have been found to be eaten. They do test these carcasses, but as far as I can see, the DNA that's been left behind is most likely like a fox. But as for bite marks, some have been found to be, the way they've identified it as not being like a fox or a dog or anything else is the spacing between the teeth to where it could be a large feline that has attacked these carcasses. The most recent attack that I found was in 2019. A man from Cornwall, he said that there was a 6-foot black cat that tried to attack him through his vehicle window and was trying to get in. So he reported it to the police, but apparently they weren't interested and they threatened him not to bother them with it again. Don't know what that was about. I mean, it makes sense to me, but I don't know what that was about. Maybe he makes up stuff, maybe he lies, I don't know. But that was the most recent attack that I found. There was a point where I guess like big cat fever reached a fever pitch, and in 1988 the Ministry of Agriculture in the UK sent out the Royal Marines to hopefully hunt and kill the animal that was terrorizing the countryside. They were looking for the beast of Exmoor that farmers were saying had killed a large number of their livestock, obviously losing them money. So a few Marines said that they saw like a large cat, like fleetingly, but then I think nothing really came from it. All they ever found was a fox, so. But hey, better safe than sorry. People out here saying they're losing money. Like, it's better to go check, honestly. Personally, I would love to see a chunky boy out in the fields in the wilderness. That might not end well for me, but we've already established I am insane and not quite human. All I want is, I just want all the cats. I'm that chick who just wants to hug every cat. And that includes cryptid cats and non-cryptid cats alike. Almost choked and died. Woo! That'll wake you up at dead nasty o'clock in the morning. Hey. But of course, you know, without physical evidence of if they just found a cat who happened to be killed, if they find a carcass, if they hunt one down, that's pretty much the only way anybody, or most people I think, will believe that there are large phantom cats roaming around the world, maybe where they shouldn't be, or where you wouldn't think they should be. I personally hope, I think this about all cryptids, I hope none of them get hunted down and captured, because that involves testing and killing, and again, we've already established I'm not fond of torture and death and all that good stuff, so I mean, do I want there to be a confirmation of these things being real? Yes. But it just sucks that it would be at the cost of most likely that cryptid's life. And so that part I'm not here for. Maybe it's just better just let it be a mystery, you know? So I believe that's going to be it for this particular video. If you liked it, if you liked the information shared, if you're feeling something, then kindly maybe leave a like, maybe comment, maybe to subscribe, maybe hit the bell, I don't know, like, just saying. I would very, very much appreciate it. And again, yeah, let me know if you've seen any sort of large cat that wasn't like a Maine Coon or anything. If you're convinced it was something larger than that, if you have any photos or anything, send them to me. I want to see. Again, I'm down to see chonky boys. Also, how are y'all doing during the quarantine? Comment down below if you're getting through it. Thank you kindly for watching and listening. Be sure to follow my Instagram and my Twitter if you would be so kind as to do so. I've not really been posting on there too much, but I will. I promise. I'm going to get better at that. Still starting, still figuring things out. You know, I'm going to get there. Be sure to wash your hands. Stay home if you can. Wear a mask if you can. Take care of yourselves, and especially take care of each other. We really gotta learn to take better care of each other. That's important. And I'll see you guys in the next video. Later.